You're listening to the Geriatric Mamas Podcast with Jessica Raziri
and Sonia Tapley.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this episode is going to be all about cycle syncing, which is something that Sonia mentioned briefly in episode 9 when we were talking about postpartum hormones. This is something that I definitely need to work on myself, and I feel like this is something that is probably what's happening to me this week, and it's probably explaining a lot of things, and I just shouldn't be committing myself to the things that I am, but here we are.
I mean, you are used to just being able to do everything at all times, at literally at all hours of the day. So yeah, I can actually see where maybe 1 or 2 weeks out of the month, we just need to take it down a notch and get like 50% accomplished, because you're like a machine. So
yeah, well, I don't feel like I'm a machine this week. I feel like at any given moment, I'm just like bursting in tears for like everything.
Right.
And poor Adam's like, "What's wrong now?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah. Seriously, it's a thing.
I feel like winter is coming.
Yeah, I feel like winter is coming too. I am currently in my summer, but spring is on its way.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Yeah. A raging winter is in the works for me.
I'm going to hope that it's not too bad, because I'm like right there beside you every day, all day, 24/7. So I hope for the both of us it's not too bad.
It was like yesterday, I was like, that's why I felt like I was just taking everything wrong. I was getting all these text messages from you and like other people, and I felt like everything I was saying wasn't being taken right. I was feel like everything other people are saying, I wasn't like receiving it correctly. And I was just like getting upset and in my feels. And I'm just like, you know what? I need to put my phone down. I can't deal. So that's why I just like sent you a text, and I'm like, okay, this is what's going on. I'm putting my phone down for a little bit. If I fall asleep, please make sure you publish this episode, this week's episode. Right. I'm going to need some time. And you're like, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm like, that's totally fine. Now, for me, when that happens and I'm in that phase, I just send the group of friends this text message that says, my hormones just dropped. I'm obviously going to start my period this month. And then from there on out, I just freeball it. Like, whatever happens from there happens, but at least you all know what's going on, you know? So it can't be held accountable.
Well, Sonia, what is cycle syncing?
Yeah. So cycle syncing has truly been life-changing for me. And I think it should just be common knowledge when women are starting puberty. I mean, that would be ideal, truly. I definitely wish I had known about it when I was a teenager, because I would have understood more in depth what my emotions were, where they were coming from. I was experiencing really strong PMS symptoms right from the start of puberty. And I definitely would have given myself more grace, aka I might have hibernated in my room for a couple days a month, or locked myself into a padded room to spare my family the wrath of my hormones. I mean, I think we all probably would have been happier for it. And
we would have been happier for it, but like, did we? I don't really think we would have had the time though in high school. Because if you think about it, it's like we had cheer, we had dance, we had gymnastics, we had work. Yeah. Like it was just like, I mean, I don't know. I think it's good to be aware of it, so you obviously like can warn people around you and understand why you're reacting the way that you are. But it's like, I wish that it could be a situation where you could just lock yourself in a cave. For like
and at least
a week.
And at least like just know the information so that I could mentally lock myself into like a padded room or something, because, or at least be able to tell the people closest to me, because like we were talking about in episode 9 when we were talking about like my rage text and stuff like that. I mean, back in the day, we didn't have rage text because we're like older millennials and we didn't have that kind of tool to communicate with people.
No, we were just raging on AIM.
Right? Raging on AIM, raging at our mothers, raging at our fathers, raging at our siblings and our closest friends, because those are the people that we love the most. So, that's definitely something that we mentioned when we were like talking about possibly doing this episode. So I think just knowing and being able to share that information, like, hey, this is where I'm going to be at for the next couple of days, and like, don't take anything personally, or this is what you can do to help me. I think that would have been great. And then my mom was also kind of one of those cool moms who, if it was like, you know, something truly, like if I had extreme cramps or whatever, this doesn't count as part of the cool mom. I think it's just like a sympathetic mom. But if I had like really, really bad cramps and nothing was helping them, yeah, I could stay home from school. But if she had known about cycle syncing, she was also one of those cool moms that was like, oh, hey, just like play hooky today or something. And like, we'll go shopping, you know? So I think, you know, if we had known about that, then she might have done that and then I could like make up my work, but I wouldn't have really done it a whole lot. There's definitely some times that I could have used it, but just knowing. So if you haven't caught on to what we're saying yet, cycle syncing is about syncing your life to your body's changing hormones throughout your monthly cycle so that you can optimize your highest energy days. Give yourself balance that your body needs on lower energy days and spend more time with people when you're feeling the most social, and give yourself some pre-planned time alone when you know you're going to need it. It involves your diet, exercise, work, productivity, and your social life. So to be clear, we all know that women can obviously do everything a man can do, and sometimes a lot better. But what cycle syncing kind of does is it helps us to optimize that even more by doing certain things at certain times of the month to make it more efficient and even better. Sorry, I'm drinking kombucha, and so... So now I just feel like I have to like either yawn or burp. I don't know what's happening.
Well, while you're trying to figure that out, I just like started kind of like laughing to myself a little bit because I'm just trying to like imagine like what that would have been like back in the day. And I'm just like picturing Holly's face at the clam bake.
Our old boss.
If we were to try to like call in one day and say, hey, sorry, Halls, but I'm not going to make it because I'm
can do, Holly. No can do.
I am sinking my life, and this is just not something I'm into right now. Work is just not going to happen.
I don't think I'll be showing up on the busiest Saturday of the year.
She'd be like,
at the clam bake.
She'd be like, there's tampons in the bathroom. Get to work.
Right. She'd be like, excuse me. I am really short-staffed. You can come in right now. Thank you so much.
I feel like there would have just been like a long pause on the phone, and then she'd be like, huh?
Right.
You're what?
She would not have known what to say. She probably would have been like, okay, Richard, can you talk to her? I'm going to go do what I need to do now. Oh, we definitely just mentioned Holly and Richard's names. They were our old bosses at the clam bake in Scarborough, and Richard really wasn't technically our boss, but he could have been if he wanted to. He oversaw a lot, but Holly was our boss, and we loved her. She was kind of like everyone's work mom.
Yeah. So funny. Oh gosh, we love you, Holly.
Yes, we sure do. She's one of the best. So, about cycle syncing, I am going to be writing a blog post that I hope will be a huge resource for women who want to get started with cycle syncing. It should be live before this episode goes live, and there's already a lot of resources out there, but I'm just hoping I can pull a lot of stuff together so it's kind of like a little encyclopedia. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully you like it.
I'm sure we'll love it.
Yeah.
We'll love that. Oh my God, I love that.
Oh, thank you. That's just so supportive.
Okay, so most monthly cycles are 28 days and have two large phases, the follicular and the luteal phase, broken down into four more specific phases, which include the menstrual phase, happens on days 1 through to 7. It's part of the follicular stage. The follicular phase, this is all a tongue tie for me. I'm really going through it with these words. Happen on days 1 through 13. And then you have what I like to call the sexy phase, the ovulatory phase.
I'm there right now. I don't know that I'm feeling super sexy, but maybe as the day progresses.
Yeah, which is, they happen days 14 to 21. And it's also part of the luteal phase. And then you have luteal, which is days 21 to 28.
Yeah, perfect. And I use apps on my phone to track my cycle. I love the Flow app, and that's just basically a period tracker. There's another one out there that I'm kind of researching right now that is it's created by the author of In the Flow, this book that's basically all about cycle syncing. She's basically like the modern day person who brought up cycle syncing and basically created it because she has PCOS and she discovered it. She's a doctor, and she wrote this book, so she has an app, and I'm going to try to research that and see if that's something that I want to incorporate, but I'm hearing that it's really good. But for now, I just use the regular Flow app, and that just tells me where I'm going to be at certain times of the month, so that when I'm trying to make personal plans, like friends and family types of things that I have a little more control over, I can kind of base that around when I'm going to be most social.
It's so smart. I used Flow for tracking pregnancy and my period and stuff. And honestly, like, I knew shit. I didn't know shit about my body until I started trying to get pregnant. All I knew is like I'd wake up one day and I was bleeding, and that was the extent of me understanding that I was on my period and when it was going to happen. It's like,
same here.
It's like looking out the window. Yep. It looks like it's raining. Like it's basically like what was happening. So, just like really learning like, oh, your cycle is 27 days long and this is what happens. And oh, you're feeling this kind of way. Well, this is why. And like, even now, like, I'm not really tracking anything right now, but I should, cause it was really helpful. But it's like I'll have weeks like I'm having this week where I'm like all over the place freaking out and I'm not understanding why I can't handle my life. And then all of a sudden I'll like start my period. I'm like, oh, that's why.
That makes sense. Yes.
It's like, had you known, like you could have like given yourself more grace. Maybe you could have asked for help a little bit more. I'm really bad at asking for help. I'm awful. I'm the type of person that it's like, if somebody doesn't offer, I'm not going to ask and I'm just going to do it. And so like, it's a problem, but that's a whole other podcast.
Yeah,
episode.
It is.
So